Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let me know in the comments down there. We'll talk about it after show, but right now let's just get into the show. Planting into hot soil. How do you do it? Scott was asked this question on the viewer questions, and I thought he had a really good, really interesting answer and some real good tips about how to do it, and I'd like to show you that clip. So watch it, and I'll talk to you after. My soil that I'm going to transplant them into is about 1200 ppm. Should I flush it down or transplant them when they are older? So he's going into some hot soil.
So
what would you?
Two methods, either three things. A, why is it hot? Is it hot intentionally, or is it a bad recycling job?
Okay.
You know, because if it's a bad recycling job, I'd want to know what that 1200. If that's all nitrates, then throw it away and or cut it in half.
Yeah.
But let's say it's intentional, super soil amended. I've put in my subcool recipe. Blah blah blah.
Right. Okay.
The first recommendation I do is say, hey, get a bag of cocoa fiber. And let's say you put them in a 5-gallon pot. I take 1/2 gallon in the middle and put just cocoa in there.
Okay.
Transplant into the completely inert cocoa. That gives the plants a week or so to acclimate into that, and then they start tapping it to the 1200.
Okay.
And if it's too hot, they'll back out until that water kind of reduces it. If it's just right, they'll dive in, and then you'll see literally an explosive of growth. I mean, they'll explode in days from touching that 1200. But creating that little buffer pad between the little tiny seedling and going into 1200 parts per million, you'll see them acclimate a lot faster that way.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer.
Or wait till they're much larger in a 1-gallon pot and then put them in when they're more mature. But you're still going to see a transplant shock when those fresh, naked roots hit 1200 parts per million right at the first couple of days, because they've got to. They have to react to that.
Okay.
So I always build in a buffer when I transplant. Even if I'm taking cells and I'm putting them in beds, I put a cocoa vein down, so when those roots are kind of getting out of their little tiny transplant pots and they start diving into the earth, they can kind of navigate through the mild stuff and then kind of test the waters before they just burn their root tips.
Okay, what do you think? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Do you use hot soil? Let's talk about that in the comments. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. It's the OCG Fam Show.